Hello everyone and welcome to the UK's Real Stories for tonight. I have the host position to give Carol a rest, who's done that job so greatly for us recently. And I have to say we've got two fantastic ladies that are coming on to share their stories with us tonight. But before we do that, we're going to have an overview of our technology, just a little snapshot of the modalities, which is going to be delivered to us by Stuart Holcroft. Stuart's one of our male associates, knows an awful lot about this product and the technology and how you can apply it to oneself. So I just want to say thank you for that, Stuart. Now I'm going to hand over to Stuart to let him just run through those for us. And then we're going to talk to two wonderful ladies, Eva and Stacey, and live for you today is to hear their stories. So thanks, Stuart.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Rosalie. It's great to see so many of you here on this call live today. And this call, as you know, is being recorded. So, so please, if you unmute yourself, please refrain from swearing too badly, otherwise it'll be kept in perpetuity. So when talking about this technology, there are 6 different technologies available to us with this wearable neurotech. The first thing that we have is a thing called human performance technology. So what is it? In its simplest form, it's a sock. And the part at the bottom here of the sock is a red band, and that is what gives us the effect on our human brains. So in its simplest, it's a sock. We also have some nice winter socks, woolen variety with, again, the band underneath. It also comes in the form of a wearable insole. So you can see it's not an orthotic insole, it's a normal standard insole, just with a bit of ribbing at the back for comfort. And the most important part is this bit underneath. And you can just about see the pattern underneath there. I'm going to tell you more about the pattern in a short while. And the other way that this technology gets delivered to us is in the form of a patch. So quite simply, it's a small patch the size of about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. The pattern is embossed inside the patch. You can just about see it on this image here. Goes on the inside of the forearm for the first 48 hours, and then you can wear it anywhere on the body. And my favorite place to wear it is on the top of the arm, because that area doesn't seem to stretch so much and it stays there for 48 hours. So that's the human performance technology. Now, what does it do? I hear you asking. Did I just hear you saying that? In essence, if you could look inside your brain, so this is a model of the human brain, not life size, although some people say that my brain is actually life size for this. So if we were to look inside our brain and have a look inside, the bit right in the middle where it meets with the spinal column, so the spine comes in through here, the part in the middle here is called the brain stem, and the brain stem is the important part that controls who we are as a human being. So it controls our flight, our fight, our response systems, and it keeps us alive and in balance. So this HPT, the human performance technology, is the part that interacts with the human nervous system through the peripheral nervous system at the extremes of the body, through the feet or through the other parts of the body where you've got a patch on, travels all the way through the spinal system into the brain stem, and it creates a homeostasis or balance effect inside the brain stem. And when the brain stem is calm and relaxed, the rest of the brain can work optimally. So that's when we talk about homeostasis or optimization of the brain. That's what it does. So that part in the middle controls everything else, and it just calms the whole system down. And when your system is calmed down, you can find that areas that act really quickly, for example, anxiety, depression at the front and back, if they're operating really quickly, it can slow those down. If your brain memory system, for example, on one side is operating a bit slowly, I've certainly experienced this, it can speed that bit up so that names will come back to you, names that you'd forgotten 2 years ago suddenly pop back into your brain because you're wearing this human performance technology. So that's the start point of the technology, human performance technology. The next thing we have then is a sleeve. So this eSmarter sleeve, which I'm horribly wearing a red one with my blue outfit. The reason for that is because I've got a really lovely blue one in the form of a Batman. So it's not appropriate to show you because that's not available in this country. So the red and the blue sleeves are worn on the arm. So what they have is the raised pattern on the inside, and you can just about see that from this inside of one. So again, this is the same, just in blue. Bluey Smarter Sleeve. And this helps to focus and apply attention to tasks. So what I find is when I wear this sleeve, about 20 minutes after putting it on, I find that my brain becomes more alert, I can respond to things in a better way, and my brain is just more attentive and more focused, if you like. It also helps with anxiety and those kind of things as well. So clarity of thought and that type of effect on the human brain. The next thing we have in the overall technology system is a thing called the REM patch. REM standing for REM, which is rapid eye movement. And this helps the brain to stop ruminating or just stopping you from falling asleep. So this helps the parts of the brain that help you to just calm the heck down at night, and it helps to go into sleep. It also regularizes the sleep pattern so that your brain can actively move from deep sleep to REM sleep, and therefore just changing your whole pattern around. Typically, we see people getting fewer hours in bed asleep because what they find is that their bodies naturally need less sleep because they're getting good quality sleep. And therefore, when people say to you, I'm not getting as much sleep as I used to, ask them the question, but how do you feel? Do you feel refreshed, alert, and ready to go the next day? If so, this patch is working really well for you. So that's the REM patch. And certainly I've, in recent times with my poor dad, who's been struggling with a lot of mental issues, I've started to slap him on the back of the neck as he's going to bed. Don't tell him what I'm doing. In the morning, just take the patch off him, say, how did you sleep, Dad? Really well. Thanks for asking.
Oh.
The next one that I'd like to talk to you about is Neurovax patch, which I wear on the top of my arm on a regular basis. Neurovax is about the immune system. So it's not about preventing illness or diseases. It's about enhancing your immune system through the technology in the Neurovax patch. What I've experienced, again, similar to lots of other people, is that I used to have a seasonal rhinitis or hay fever. The last 2 summers, with the help of these patches, I've been able to go into the long grass in the golf course, find my golf balls and knock them out a complete streaming mess. So does it enhance my love of golf? No, but I lose a lot fewer golf balls and I'm a lot less snotty as a result of it as well. So Neurovax, and also keep saying, don't tell my wife because she might be listening. But I also had a test done a few years ago, skin prick test for different allergies. Every single one came up apart from mold. So it was house dust, tree pollen, grass pollen, dogs, cats, horses, you name it. They all came up. And this year last 2 years, sorry, I've been exposed to all sorts of things and I've had no adverse reactions at all, unless I've rather stupidly forgot to put my patch on. So I can tell you from a personal perspective that it massively helps certainly with my immune system and my allergic system as well. So I can highly recommend the Neurovax patch. One patch that I haven't yet tried for myself is the Meta patch. And the Meta patch is, as it suggests on there, for the metabolic system, as in your eating, your energy, your fueling system. It's not a slimming patch. It's a way of getting your brain into homeostasis or balance for those parts of your brain that deal with your metabolic rate. So what this tends to do is it regularizes your energy production system inside your body. So you put the patch on, again, a 48-hour patch, and it will help your brain to just calm your system down as well. Some people have reported weight loss. Some people have reported less cravings for sugary items and that sort of thing. And again, that's very much part of the offering. The final technology I want to briefly mention today is a thing called Boomi socks, made from bamboo. Mine actually are due to arrive tomorrow, which is my reluctance, and the Boomi are dedicated to targeting your happiness. I can't remember what people call them, the happy sock, I think it is called. So effectively, you wear this Boomi sock, and it can help to just make you feel more happy just by wearing the sock. And what you can also do at the same time is you can wear one Boomi sock, you can wear one HPT sock, or a magic sock, depending on what you want to call it, at the same time, and it will affect both those different parts of your brain system at the same time. So you'll be in balance, optimized, in homeostasis, and chuffing happy at the same time. So I'm certainly very much looking forward to receive my Boomies tomorrow. Rosalie, is there anything else I've neglected, or is that sufficient? I think I've covered them all. She's gone.
All right. That would help, wouldn't it? Very good. Keeping muted. That was brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, use the chat group, everyone. If you've got any questions, I'm sure Stuart wouldn't mind just looking over that just as we're on the call. So, okay, so we'll press forward then and let's introduce our guests. I'm just going to put this on speaker view so that hopefully you can see these ladies nice and clearly. So if everybody can keep muted apart from the lady and I that's speaking, it will be fantastic. So first lady I want to introduce you to this evening is Eva. So Eva, can you just unmute yourself, my love? Stuart, we've got you on screen here. Are you muted? Yes. Okay. Well, we've got you on screen. Eva, where are you? Are you unmuted, my love? There she is. There we go.
Mute.
Aha, there you are.
Hi.
Hello, sweetheart. Hi, Eva. Thank you very much for coming to share your testimonial. Just let me ask Stuart, you're still on speaker view, or shall I go speaker view, just so we get a bigger picture of Eva? Let me just see if it's me.
On the recording, Rosalie, I've got
it.
Eva's
Yes,
face.
got it. Okay. Right, Eva, this should be coming to me then, should it now? Can you see me, everyone?
Yeah.
Eva's, there she is. Eva's a lady that I met only recently through one of my daughters, my eldest daughter. And sadly, Eva had a really tragic accident and fell off of her horse, which we won't go into, but it resulted in her breaking both her arms. Now imagine, everyone, if you've broken both of your arms. Pick up the story, Eva, and tell us, how did that affect your life? You know, what were the practicalities of that? Because you live alone, don't you? And what happened to you? Had an operation, take it up from there, and I'll join in with you.
Well, hi everybody. I got rushed into hospital. They operated on my left arm, had an open fracture. That was on the same night. Then a few days later, they operated on my right arm. I had an open fracture on my left and completely obliterated the bone in my right hand, my right arm. So consequently, I didn't have casts on my arms. They were operated on. So I couldn't do anything. I could not do anything. On top of that, I also broke my jaw. So I had my jaw wired for 4 weeks as well. And somebody who can talk for England, it killed me. But the jaw thing, that's something else. But the hands, when you haven't got your hands, you just don't realize how you can't live. You cannot live without your hands and your arms. And I had to have people washing me, strangers in the hospital, men giving me bed baths because I physically could not use my hands. I couldn't get them wet, and neither could I couldn't let anyone touch them. I had to have people showering me and cleaning me, everything, going to the toilet, everything. And after 2 weeks, I came home and I had to have carers. And that was infuriating as well, because again, I actually didn't want them. I didn't want them washing me in my own home. I had to make do with how I could do it. And I managed for right up until I met, Rose. I was beginning to think that there was no hope at the end of the tunnel, because actually I had physiotherapy. And the consultant asked me how I'm getting on with my physiotherapy. I told him, I'm sorry, you want the honest truth? What a waste of time, a total waste of time. I said, nothing is working. And I don't know where to go from here. I really do not know where to go from here, because they just give you exercises that you physically can't do. when your fingers don't bend. Even my little finger's still bent. Can you see?
Yeah.
And I can only move it like that. I can't straighten it. So I managed, I found a way of managing, having to take morphine, gabapentin 3 times a day. And God only knows what that does to your head. And so when I bumped into Sage, Rose's daughter, I asked her, can you still get those socks? Because I was thinking, because she told me about them years ago and I never pursued it. Well, I'm desperate now. Where's your mum? So her mum was dropping her children off, and we swapped phone numbers, and she came to my house and she did the balance test on the insoles. Well, I'm very strong. I ride horses. I lug 20-kilo bags of feed on my shoulders. Nothing can stop me. And when I stood on those insoles thinking, you ain't gonna knock me off, I weren't going anywhere. And poor old Rose was sweating her bits off trying to knock me off. And it wasn't happening for her. So anyway, I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. And my concern was that I've not even been able to put, simplest thing of putting your elbow on the table. You know, if you're sitting at a table and you want to rest your elbow, whether it's like that or whether it's like that. And I noticed Rose had one of those sleeves on, the sleeve. I said, can I please try that? Can I please try? I said, I'd love to try it. Anyway, she took hers off. Then I stole it until we ordered one for me. Because actually for the first time since the end of September, I was actually able to put my elbow on the table and rest it.
It was instant, wasn't it? It was instant. Yeah.
This is before Rose had put a patch on me and nothing. This is literally putting the sleeve on. So before she left me with the sleep patch, wasn't it, Rose? And what was the other one?
The HPT patch.
That one. Well, she left me with one and I had that on. And that afternoon, I had the socks on. She left me with some socks as well. And I borrowed the sleeve and I walked my dogs across the fields, which I've been really, really struggling. And I'll be honest, before Rose came, I'd walk the dogs in the morning and I was ready to go to sleep because of the medication that I'm on. And before she came, I was literally wanting to go to sleep. It was, I thought, how am I going to be? How am I going to, come on, Eva, wake up, wake up, wake up. And after she'd been, it was literally like somebody stuck something in me. And I was power walking around the fields with the dogs, and I rang all of my friends to tell them, oh my God, guys, you've got to have a go at this. This is amazing. And you know, we organised that, didn't we, Rose? Yeah. You went to go and see Charlotte and my other friend. And it's just not stopped since, really. I've you know, pins and needles have subsided in all of these fingers apart from my thumb. I still can't open that finger out, but I'm because I'm able to do more, I want to do more. And I've been you know, cleaning my summer house out today. I've been cleaning, doing more and more and more. Whereas beforehand, I was a couch potato and just fell asleep. I walk the dogs in the morning because I know I've got to do that. And then I'd just lay down on the sofa till it's time to walk them again.
Wow. So I think you're saying you're rather pleased with the results that you've had in what
Yes.
is 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, I think.
3 to 4 weeks, yeah.
3 to 4 weeks.
It's
Eva,
mega.
that's amazing. Dropped your medication a little bit, you said, didn't you?
Yes.
So that's another bonus
yes,
as well.
I don't take the gabapentin at lunch times. I still take them in the morning and at night, because I suppose at night time you're resting, and then I suppose it's working, I don't know. But I did try not taking the morphine and the gabapentin in the morning one day this week, and actually I felt really, really poorly. And the doctors did say, when you come off them, if you just suddenly stop taking it, you will feel really bad.
Yeah, well, you must get your doctor's advice on that. That would be a great thing to do.
So they're going to put me on something else. But that said, when my new sleeve arrived, I swapped it. Rose had hers back. I put my sleeve on, and I think it's probably because it was new. And I put it on my arm and I wore it, and I never took it off. I wore it, I slept in it, I did everything in it. And then suddenly I had like a bit of almost like a little rash come up, you know, I suppose because suddenly there's no air getting to your arm. And I thought, okay, well, Rose had given me some nighttime socks. So I thought, okay, so I took the sleeve off, let my arm get some air, put some cream on the spots. And then in the night, I must have taken the socks off. I must have gotten hot. And I woke up, sort of thought, and I thought, oh, I feel really, really rough, like rough as a 9-bob note. I thought, what is going on with me? And I then suddenly thought, where's the bloody socks? I took them off and they were on the floor. As soon as I put the sleeve on, I was doing back on again. No problem. It's like, it's I can't describe how it makes you feel. For me, it makes me feel like, okay, I've broke both my arms. There's a little bit of a pain where the open fracture was, but I'm on it.
Brilliant, brilliant. You know, Eva, it's a lovely story because it's hard to come from where you've come from, and it's just a joy to know that you're in that zone where you're finding your route to go forward again. So thank you for sharing that. That's absolutely brilliant.
All right.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank
you.
Lovely.
Okay, if you mute yourself then, Eva, we'll go across to Stacey. Where's our lovely Stacey?
Where do you unmute? Where do I mute? Mute. How did I do it? Oh, here it is.
You'll find it. You'll find it. Stacey, where are you? Let's find you. Are you unmuted, Stacey?
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
There you are. Wonderful. Right, this is the lovely Stacey. She's a friend of my daughter, my other daughter, Megan's. Oh dear, I'm going to owe them a few favours, aren't I? Stacey, I met you after you'd been out, I think, with Meg. Well, it might have been getting ready for a hendo or something, and everybody seemed to be in these socks. Is that right? And
yeah,
tell us what was happening to you at the time. Where were you with your back problem?
Oh gosh, I was quite a mess, wasn't I? In October 21, I ended up hospitalised. I was completely paralysed down my right leg. I lost all mobility. I'd lost control of my bladder. And I struggled to sit or stand for more than a couple of minutes. And on investigation, during admission, they found that I had 2 prolapse discs and severe narrowing around my spinal cord. Apparently, one of the discs was also leaking some kind of fluid that was like kryptonite towards all my nerves, hence the right leg paralysis, sorry. But the hospital was so busy that I was almost in like a queue for spinal surgery. So they sort of just gave me a spinal block and shipped me out, and I just had to wait and see what happened. So that's where you came along. It was about 3 weeks after my spinal block, and I could just about make it like around my furniture, holding on. I was on crutches. I was still in so much pain. I could sit for a couple of minutes, but not really. I was on a lot of medication. Like Eva, I was still being showered and dressed by my mom and poor partner, bless them. I was just getting so frustrated because I'm a mom to a little girl, 3-year-old toddler. She's very energetic. So yeah, it was pretty tough. It was really tough because she couldn't quite understand why I couldn't get out of bed to get to her in the morning, why I couldn't get down and play with her or pick her up for cuddles when she was sad. I couldn't even do the basic things like dress her or prepare her lunch, just the basic things that any parent can do. So I'm really lucky that I did have a great support system. But I was getting quite low as well because of the situation I was in. So when Rose came along with your tech, I was desperate. I would do anything. Like if you'd offered it me months before, I'd have been like, well, no, how's a print going to change my life? Like say on the hen do, I was with all the girls and they were all wearing the socks and I was like, yeah, or what does that do? Whereas now I literally wouldn't be like without it. I wouldn't go out without wearing. I had my sleeve on constantly, or a patch, or a pair of socks. But yeah, I just love it. From the moment you came over and did the balance test, I was like Eva, I was completely mind blown. It was just insane, wasn't it? It was
because your balance was really, really dreadful. I could
Yeah.
push you with a finger, and you were
Yeah.
sitting, leaning with your arm on the sofa. You couldn't sit up. And then after the balance test, I left you with the patch on. What happened about 10 minutes after that? I think 5-10 minutes. I was chatting away, and you said to me,
Yeah, I couldn't believe how upright all of a sudden I felt, and I felt comfortable, like I could sit for longer, and I visibly just straightened up, didn't I? And I could walk around the room, and like before you came, I took a before video, and then when you left, I took an after video. It's like two completely different people, and it was the first sort of like little glimmer of hope I had. I wanted to make it to a really close friend's wedding. And I just wanted to make it through the ceremony. I just wanted to hear the vows. I was quite happy with just going home and laying like a couch potato, like Eva, and but I just wanted to make it through the ceremony. And when you came round, that was the first glimmer of hope that I had, that actually I might be able to go to this wedding. And actually I did. I sat through it. I got through like the dinner. I ended up even having a little dance, which was great, but then I had to be shuffled off the dance floor by all my overprotective friends. But no, it was brilliant.
You did absolutely amazing. So fast forward now, because you know, from what you've told us, you are back at work.
Yep, I'm back at work, doing my normal hours. I'm back doing classes with my daughter and activities. I do rely on my sleeve. Like I said, I do wear it constantly, and I do shove the odd patch on every now and then as well. Don't get me wrong, do have to limit myself. I know I've got limits, but I sort of have to remind myself not to exceed them and not to go too far. But wearing the sleeve obviously didn't just help me pain-wise either. I think it helped me mentally. It sort of, like I said, gave me that glimmer of hope when I couldn't see an end to my diagnosis. I just thought, how is this ever going to get better? And like Eva said, physio was rubbish. And so I just couldn't see an end to it. And it gave me a bit of positive, where all it seemed at the time was quite doom and gloom, and most importantly, it allowed me to become a mum again. So I get to go to the park, I get to run around, I'm back down playing with her, I'm crawling around being her dog, I'm racing her at the park, I'm joining in swimming classes, and most importantly, I'm back giving those cuddles again and can pick her up and be the mum that I'm supposed to be and want to be.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And I just love the fact, just like I said earlier, I call it the joy zone. It's something Terry St. Amand always talks about. You know, every day there's joy in life, but when you're suffering in pain, it's hard to actually find it, isn't it? So that's a wonderful story. I really thank you for sharing that with us. And I know you're recommending the product, and that helps you to get your vouchers and stuff. And we just keep you on that tech, because like most people, well, some won't know this on the call, you've got the cumulative effect to look forward to as you go forward. Every day is a bonus, and keep on that tech, particularly during the night when your body has the chance to do its rejuvenation, and just keep heading you in the right direction. And you're absolutely a different lady to the one I saw that day. And to see you at the wedding, at Meg's wedding, was just amazing. And you look fantastic, and I'm glad you had a wonderful day.
Oh,
So
no,
thank you,
much.
Stacey. Just stay online, darling. We're about through here. I'm just going to pop this back onto gallery view. I'm going to pinch Carol's line where she says that just to let you know, our products aren't a magic bullet. We do not treat, diagnose, or make any claims to cure anyone, but I hope tonight these stories have empowered you to go and share them on with other people. And think of the people that you know, and I can see a couple on here that need to come and share their stories. Who can you invite to come and do this for us? Because this tells everyone the reality, and it's lovely to have it live. We've got over 50,000 members, many more, 54,000 members on the testimonial, VoxxLife testimonial group. So you can go and word search that and just see who you can help us to help too. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here, particularly
Rosalie, just before you finish, Rosalie, I just want to say that what I heard from those two stories was something that Kevin Duguay talks about quite a lot, and it's the three major benefits of wearing VoxxLife technology: quality of life, dignity, and hope. And both those people just mentioned those three things just repetitively, especially the dignity in terms of having bed baths and other people looking after your clothing and things. So if there's one message from those two stories, dignity, quality of life, and hope.
Absolutely, Stuart. Thank you. Yeah, that's a great comment. It's life, and it's, you know, we've all been through a lot. Let's just keep sharing this wonderful technology. There's so much more to come. We're just starting with it, and don't think there's nobody you can help with it, because you really don't know. The brain knows best, and if we can put the brain in its absolute optimal position, it can do what it's best to do, and that's help you and yourself. So thank you everyone for being on here this evening. Some associates might be staying on for a call. If you're not an associate, you know, we thank you for being here, and look forward to seeing you at our Real Stories next time, when we'll have a couple more wonderful guests from around the UK to share their stories with us too. So Stuart, thank you for your support today. Thanks for being here, everyone, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you, you two wonderful ladies. Good night.